nightmares in my head. I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Went in to have that meeting to talk about the sperm donor. Let me first start, did you ever consider a family member, or is that even something you can do?
We felt like we wanted it to be somebody anonymous.
Okay.
We didn't want anybody to ever come back and be able to say, hey, I'm a parent,
Right.
or I'm your father, or anything.
Especially when you're dealing with a celebrity.
Right.
Yeah.
And I understand that. So you go to the sperm bank, right? I'm assuming.
3 different reputable ones.
Three different, hopefully reputable.
Yeah, for
You're the
my-
Brat, can't be walking in anywhere. You go in, and do they show you photos of individuals?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so we were just looking, and we was like, oh, they seem to have a nice bit. But then,
Yes.
with the genetic testing, you then put in I'm a carrier of 4 different disorders. So then you put in the disorders, and then it eliminates it down to from thousands to 13.
So you go in, do you say to them, what do you say? I want a black man who's tall. I mean, do you give specifics about the
No, it was
person?
online.
Oh, it's all online.
Yeah,
It's all
It's
online.
like shopping. It's like online shopping.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were scrolling.
Okay, so Judy, I love how you describe it. So we're on Sperm Mart. we're at Sperm Mart, and we're going
It's like,
through.
look at that. Oh,
so on the website or whatever, you see the picture and you see the description of the person.
Yes.
As you are scrolling, are you noticing? Wow, there are not a lot of.
No, when we were first scrolling, there was a lot of some of everybody.
Yeah.
There was a lot of black people, but once she put in her genetic testing results, which is like 4 different carriers, she doesn't have these diseases,
Right.
but they run in her
Right, I'm a
bloodline.
carrier.
She's
Right.
a carrier of them. So those cannot match with the donor.
Gotcha.
They have to be negative.
So
They
now
have to
you
be
shrink down
negative.
to thousands to.
Hundreds.
Well, so it went from thousands to a few hundred,
Right.
and then when we put in black, there was 1, but then there was none, because it was a black guy, but then his profile wasn't that deep.
So here's what happens next, right in the story.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you stay, click like, and drop a comment. Now, I wanted to talk about the Brat situation because of the comments that were hurled at her and her wife. It's insane because it's very contradictory to what a lot of people are saying, but it is not surprising coming from the Black community. But I wanted to show that little snippet of Tamron Hall, and then I'm going to read the Instagram of Judy. And she says, so as a mother of 3 beautiful Black kids and even a Black grandbaby, I want to clarify-ish to avoid the storyline from continuing that we chose our donor off looks and we didn't want a Black donor. Here's something you should know. We had no idea going into this our chances of a Black donor would be slim to none, that I'm a carrier of so many disorders that our window was so slim and such high risk because of age and more. With my genetic testing, I'm the carrier of 4 disorders that reduce our chances of a Black donor down to 1 person, and that 1 person had very limited info and profile to judge on, including background. I'm honestly disappointed more than anything at the storyline, but do realize the lack of knowledge on IVF in our community, because a lot of people don't even realize all the things when it comes with the journey, including lack of Black donors, genetic testing, age, where most your eggs are gone. The headlines are misleading, but also my wife made a distasteful joke. It wasn't distasteful. And now it's attached to the headline and make it seem. And we didn't at all attempt to find a Black donor when in fact, not only did we try, but we also waited to see if more would pop up over time, but had to stay within the window that we had chose. Furthermore, people think just because we have money that anything is possible, but no amount of money was changing the cryobank's inventory. Our baby was created with a healthy baby first mindset once we learned all the things. Was a hard decision, and of course, we didn't want to add any other stigmas or anything to our child, but we had severely limited options. Thanks for all the people supporting us on our journey. I truly hope this brings awareness to more Black men to donate. Personally, to me, the joke was not distasteful when she said he looked like Jiminy Cricket, and he was not attractive to them. So why would she pick him? It's asinine and it's dumb. So basically what the community is telling her, it doesn't matter if you don't think he's attractive. It doesn't matter. You just need to pick a black person. You just need to pick a black man so your child can be black. And this is coming from the Pygmishas and the Hoteps, and it's insane. You have all of these freaking dating coaches talking about how they don't like to dabble in the fucking dark. You have Kevin Samuels talking about black women are not even attractive. You have TikToks that are with black males, teens and adults talking about how they prefer non-black women. But the moment that a black woman who is a lesbian, she is in a lesbian marriage and relationship, says that she is not going to choose to have this donor, which, she's going by genetics. She wants to have a healthy child, and all of that eliminated. And it eliminated other people too. That's what's crazy. I'm sure the genetic testing eliminated white and whoever else was in the mix. But nobody wants to talk about that. They're mad because the women did not like the way this one donor looked. And basically it doesn't matter because that one match came up. They were supposed to choose them. Fuck all of the people who had something to say. Fuck all of the people who are saying, oh, why couldn't you do this? Or why couldn't you do that? Because it was a mission for them to have a black child. And, forget any of the health risk, forget the timing, forget everything else. Your main objective is to push out a black child into this fucked up community. Fuck them all. The nerve, the cries about the lack of resources, the request for reparations, the shootings and killings from the police and gang members and within the community, the disdain in relationships or the lack thereof of marriages and all of the dysfunctional ish that goes on, and the unaliving of black women every 5.5 hours, 4 hours, however many hours. I know it's low. Have a black child and throw him in this community. The audacity of these Negroes to tell a woman what to do with her body, to tell a woman what choice to make. Even though there's a lot of them crying about this abortion situation and how how a woman needs to have autonomy over her body. But the Brat didn't have autonomy over her body, and Judy doesn't have autonomy over her eggs and her body. It belongs to the black community. What sparked me to do this story is what these black people said on social media to the Brat and Judy. Judy said that she was trying to delete posts on Instagram and social media so the Brat who's carrying, she wouldn't see it and get stressed out and could cause harm to the baby with stress. And with black women and going into the hospital and giving birth, how many die? But they didn't care. They said that I hope you guys miscarry because you didn't choose the one black person who didn't have enough information to satisfy them and who did not look good and they did not want to mix their genetics with, which is their effing choice. That they hope the baby in her womb dies. So for every one of them who's sitting up here talking about how they care about the children, they care about not killing the children, to wish this upon an innocent child who hasn't done anything, and because you're in your feelings because she made fun of the one black donor that you felt she was supposed to choose, remember, karma's a bitch, and what goes around comes around. When you wish ill upon an innocent child and a person who hasn't done anything to you because you feel like she owes something to this community that don't even fuck with her like that, you are going to get back tenfold what you wished upon her and that innocent child. And I don't want to hear shit else about any abortion and how it's wrong when you're wishing for the death of a child. F off. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think about this situation, and I'll see you in the next one.